It's mid-April, the birds are chirping, sun is shining, and everybody wants to be out in the lawn. Unfortunately, that includes June bugs. So in today's video, I'm gonna show y'all how to prevent grub damage in your lawn. What's up guys, I'm Rhett. Welcome back to Lawn Insider. The lawn is looking pretty good on this Sunday, April 14th. Finally got this maple tree coming in here. But if you're in Texas, more than likely, over the course of the last few weeks, you've probably noticed that you've had some June bugs visiting your lawn. And we don't have anything against June bugs specifically, but what we don't like is that June bugs are actually the adult version of grubs or grubworms. And as you know, grubs can do some damage to your lawn. And the way that grubs are actually able to damage your lawn is by eating the root system. That's where they get their nutrients from. And that is one of the reasons why whenever you have a problem spot in your lawn, it's always suggested that you do a little digging. First of all, to see if you can find some debris or rocks, trash, just stuff that might have been left whenever your house was under construction. But second of all, you might run into some sort of bug, specifically grubs, and grubs can do a number on your lawn if they're left untreated. And one of the telltale ways that you'll be able to find out if you're dealing with grubs, aside from literally digging them up and seeing them, is that when you tug at the problem area in your lawn, it comes up too easily, and that's going to be a sign to you that something has been attacking that root zone, and more than likely you're dealing with grubs. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I'm a big fan of Dominion 2L. This is a great product to treat for grubs. However, you have to mix it in your backpack sprayer, and today it's pretty windy and you don't want to use a backpack sprayer on a day like today. But I do want to treat for grubs. So what I did was I went to Lowe's and I picked up this bag of Bioadvanced GrubKiller Plus. And really I only picked this specific bag because I know I haven't done a video on any Bioadvanced product yet, so I wanted to give it a try. The reason that I'll usually opt for a liquid product is because generally they're more cost efficient than their granular counterparts. But on days where it's really windy like today, you're really just throwing money away if you make a liquid application. So we're gonna see what this Bioadvanced can do. First, let's take a look at the front of the bag, because if you're just looking at the shelf at the store, this is what you're gonna see. So at the top there, it says delivers overnight results. And then right here, 24-hour Grub Killer Plus. The plus just means that it will treat other insects aside from just grubs. And then right here, another 24 hours. So it tells us that twice kills by contact. And then down here is just some pictures of some of those insects that it will treat. Obviously a big picture of the grub because that's the namesake of the product, but also ants, chinch bugs, armyworms, mole crickets, and sod webworms. Also kills ticks as well. We have the active ingredient over here in this corner. And then right here, it just tells us that this is a 10-pound bag and will treat a 5,000 square foot lawn. Okay, now we're looking at the back of the bag and we're gonna scan to this area, which is the directions for use. And we already know that it's going to treat with the entire bag a 5,000 square foot area. But what I really wanna know is the watering instructions. And right here it says we need to water thoroughly within 24 hours after applying. And the reason that we're gonna wanna water is because the bug that we're wanting to treat is below the surface, so we have to water it in. So really that's the main thing. You're going to apply this with your spreader, and then within 24 hours of applying it with your spreader, you need to get down probably at least a good ½ inch of water to drive it down into the soil. The last thing that I wanted to point out on the bag is the spreader settings, and my spreader is actually never on here because I use a Stay Green, which is the generic Lowe's brand, but I know most people use a Scott spreader and they have a lot of different options for Scott spreaders here. I actually don't see an Earthway, but if you need to get your spreader settings, that's covered on the back as well. I was actually just taking a break from recording, and then my daughter and I found this June bug. So there's some evidence of what I was referring to earlier in the video. But I also wanted to say that anytime you put out really any sort of lawn application, but especially one of the sides, insecticide, herbicide, or a fungicide, that after you water it in, you want to make sure that it dries before you let your pets out in the lawn and before you let your children go out and play in the lawn. Here is the product in the hopper. You can see that the granules are pretty small. It's got kind of a sand color to it. And I'm going to start out with my dial on a 4 just to see how it's coming out, and then I'll adjust accordingly as we go. All right, I'm not actually gonna put the application in the video, but I do like this little lawn care trick that I've learned that really speeds up things in the yard. There we go, much better. I know I just fast forwarded through the actual application, but for those of you that are kind of beginners in the lawn care game, haven't used a broadcast spreader, basically you're just going to make passes back and forth in your lawn, and you want to slightly overlap the previous pass when you're headed the other way. So I make my initial pass this way, and then on my way back, I want to slightly overlap my first pass, and you just work all the way to the end of your property line. And then once you finish, if you still have product left, you can just go back, pick a spot in your lawn, and then you can work back and then take your passes in a perpendicular manner. So you're going to take them, in my yard's case, you would take them this way and then just make your pass here and back and just continue that until you eventually run out of product. And that's gonna give you really nice coverage in your lawn. And here's a pretty good shot showing just how small those granules are as they are laid out on the turf. And due to that small size, I don't think this product's gonna have any trouble once it's watered in, working its way into the soil and being effective. So I'm going to head over here to the irrigation controller and get the watering started. And now we are starting that watering in process to make sure that the product can get worked into the soil and become effective. And I am going to go ahead and wrap this video up right here. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, please leave it a like. If you're enjoying the content and you want to continue to see more of it, hit that black subscribe button below. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave those in the comment section below. I'll see y'all again soon. Lawn Insider, out.